pointed out that it hadn't made the legislature aware that it had expanded its private staff by the amount that it did. And what came to light also right after the audit is that this private operation was under a program improvement plan that the federal government had put it under. But also a note there, while the governor's proposal represented a really big expansion of the contract, it would have brought 1,000 more private staff, but the proposal specifically exempted that contract from the normal procurement provisions. So when you think of privatization, you would think that you privatize a benefit, you send it out into the open market for the most qualified and least costly vendor. But here, an enormous contract was set to just be handed to a private contractor who had a track record of poorly performing. The conclusion of the audit was that DHS really had little organized planning, little legislative oversight, and really no formal efforts to determine really what was the appropriate mix of private and public staff, and really recommended that the legislature take this into consideration when voting whether to go live with this proposal statewide. Now, I think it's pretty clear that that wasn't working very well in Wisconsin under that model. But we could take a look around the country. Was it working well elsewhere with states that had tried it? Well, the same thing had been tried in Indiana. And really there was a $1.2 billion penalty against Indiana State Human Services Agency. There, IBM was the contractor. And we talked about the call centers, the document imaging, other technology, which was the basis for this proposal. But there was a long list of improperly denied benefits, lost documents, and really poor performance that led to that fine from the federal government. Texas was also one that tried this model. And in their same issues, call centers jammed, people were wrongfully cut off from benefits. It was called the state's biggest privatization fiasco in the state of Texas history. So not only wasn't it not working in Wisconsin, it didn't really have a good track record when we looked at across the country. And the impacts to the La Crosse community, as we saw in terms of the scope of benefits, were large. But what we'd be talking about is 26 local jobs that would have been eliminated. That's about 1.5 million impact of salary and benefits no longer in the community that really would have gone to Madison. But most importantly, for the individuals who rely on those benefits, the access would have been greatly diminished. The real benefit of having that program in the Human Services Department, if we were serving a mental health client, who you really have to gain a lot of trust with, you know, to walk through the process in some instances, we're able to walk